Hello, it's Emma from Blue Sky Vitality, the Body Love Coach, and I am a personal trainer, health coach, yoga teacher, and Reiki practitioner. And I am thrilled to have you here on a Monday. I'm going to try and come in here most Monday mornings and do a Facebook Live just on a topic that I think is important to share with you, to give you some free training during the week as well. So I hope you enjoy these little sessions. And I used to really hate Mondays. Back in the old days when I used to wake up and need to get up really super early to get to a job that I didn't really enjoy and fight the Sydney traffic. And I don't miss that. So I'm really thrilled that I can be here now on a Monday morning and talk to all of you. So do you love Mondays? I'd love you to tell me in the comment section if you love them or hate them. No judgment either way. It's just interesting to know. It's a good feeling to wake up and love a Monday, I must say. So talking a bit about Mondays, often Monday is the day we start something new. So often it's the day where we go, okay, I'm going to start eating really well. I'm going to eat, every meal's going to be perfect this week. Or I'm going to start exercising. I'm going to do some exercise every single morning, regardless. It doesn't matter about the weather or how I'm feeling. I'm just going to do my exercise. And it might be I'm going to start my self-care. I'm going to have a morning routine every day. I'm going to do my journaling. I'm going to meditate every day. And pretty quickly, if we make these kind of proclamations, things start to fall apart. And I know because I used to do this all the time. I used to say, it's Monday, it's the beginning of a new month, it's the new year, whatever the reason was. And I'd be like, okay, this week's going to be perfect. And I'd set myself up for such high standards that it was impossible to live up to those standards. And also I had really high expectations of the results. So I don't know if you're like me, but I'd do 2 days of exercise and think, well, how come the scales haven't changed? Or I'd eat really well for 3 days and think, oh my gosh, like I've still got a belly. And, within a few days, my perfect ideal routine would be gone by the wayside because real life got in the way, and I'd start to feel guilty and I'd start to feel like I was lazy and I would feel like it was all my fault, and I'd think, why doesn't my body change? And I would get really frustrated. So I don't know if you can feel that as well. If you've gone through that yourself, I'd love you to tell me in the comments, but I'm sure I wasn't alone in those situations. And what I can see now, after being in this business for almost 5 years, I can see that the clients that I have that take small, consistent action as opposed to these big, lofty, grand expectations of themselves are the ones that are the happiest with their bodies and are the ones that are living life that make them feel the happiest and are the ones that can cope with, disappointment or not doing things perfectly all the time. And, I've learned a lot from these people that can really take this small, consistent action. So I just wanted to share with you sort of 3 different ways that my clients are doing that and perhaps give you some, inspiration to do the same thing yourself. So my first set of clients that I love to talk about are my Wednesday 1 o'clock Pilates class. Well, it's actually called Core Yoga, and it's a combination of Pilates and a Vinyasa style yoga. And I teach it Wednesdays at 1 o'clock, and there's a couple of spaces available if anyone's free at that time. But that's not why I talk about it. I have 5 women that come really consistently, almost every single week, unless they're on holidays or they've got grandkids visiting or whatever's going on for them. But generally, they're at the class every single Wednesday. And the class I teach doesn't vary heaps from week to week. We tend to sort of stick to pretty much the same routine. And I know that these women enjoy doing something similar and familiar every week because that way they can see how their bodies are changing and how they're feeling stronger. And I do know that when these women take a bit of time off for whatever reason, when they come back, they're like, oh, I really needed that today. I could really feel the difference. So A, I love how it's helping them to become really aware about their bodies. And B, I love that they're not expecting something really huge and different every week. They're happy to just consistently do the same poses pretty much and learn to feel it in their bodies every week. And what these women are really good at now is the meditation part at the end. And one of my favorite moments of my week, every single week, is when I get to wake up not when I get to wake up, when they wake up pretty much from their meditation and they wake up, it looks like they've just gotten out of bed. They're kind of so relaxed and their faces are really relaxed. They've got these kind of light, shiny, spacey looking eyes, and it's just beautiful. So I can see that from their weekly consistency of doing this meditation practice at the end. I actually don't know if they do meditation outside of the class, but I can see that every week they're getting deeper and deeper and more relaxed from the meditation. So that's one group of people. They're just coming to their one yoga class with me a week and they're getting really consistent results when it comes to meditation and how their bodies feel. So my second group of people are some people who have been coming to outdoor classes of mine for years now. And whenever some new people come along, they're always in awe of these women who are in their 40s and 50s who can do like 30, 40, 50 sit-ups in a row. And for some reason, that's become a bit of a benchmark of, fitness in my classes. And these women, the new women are like, how do they do this? But the women that have been there for a while are very happy to say when they first rocked up to classes, they could hardly do any sit-ups at all. And what happens is they come there every week without fail, and unless they've got another appointment or something, they're not really pushy with that, but they come along and they do their sit-ups as part of the class, and each week they can do a few more. And so it's this yearly, like year on year, day on day, week on week consistency that helps them to get there. And they're nothing against them, but there's nothing extra special about them. It's just that they rock up to their class every week and they have a go. So I love those women too, because they really are a great example of what consistent effort will do. And then my last group of women that I want to talk about are the ones that have done or are in the process of doing the Body Love Bootcamp, which is my VIP one-on-one coaching program. And in this program, every week we do a half an hour coaching session. And it's only half an hour because really there's a lot to learn in half an hour, and then it gives them the rest of the week to kind of integrate what they've learned, put it into their lifestyle and help their own lives change. And I love that like just half an hour a week can make such a huge difference in people's lives once they've made that decision that they want to make a change. And so again, it's not having to put in hours and hours of effort. Sometimes it's half an hour of learning and half an hour of like creating a strategy, and then you've got the rest of the week to sort of integrate that. And sometimes we think all these new practices need to be really hard, but that's where having a coach comes in handy, because I can help sort of look through what your lifestyle looks like and help you to come to a place where you can do these things really easily. So you can see, there's lots of different ways that taking consistent action can make a really big difference in your life. So how can you get these results? I'm not saying you need to come to any of my classes or do anything that I do, but if you want to, I'd love to have you come along. But the first thing you need to do is actually make a decision. So Tony Robbins says this, that like most of us could make huge changes in our lives if we made a decision. Now you might think, I have decided that I want to be fitter, but making a decision means also taking the action to go with it and consistently taking that action and deciding that this is what's going to happen now. This is how my life is going to change. But within that, it's also having realistic expectations. Just because you've been to the gym twice or you've started eating well for 3 days doesn't mean you're going to see huge changes in your body immediately. And that's why I love to encourage people to notice on how they feel as opposed to all the physical stuff, because the feeling changes can happen quite quickly. You can get that endorphin rush, or you can feel the muscles are a bit sore when you start exercising and you know that there's something changing in your body. So the feeling is so much more important at this stage, the early stage, than the the numbers or those kind of changes are. And don't have really high expectations of things changing really rapidly, because they're not going to. So something that's really important at this part of like a change time frame is to have a bit of trust. Know that you're doing a certain amount of effort on your part. You're going to a class, you're doing some coaching, you're eating well, whatever you've decided to do, and then let kind of the universe come and meet you halfway. If you can trust that something is going to change, then you're going to attract that to you. If you spend your whole life going, this hasn't happened, it hasn't happened, it hasn't happened, we attract more of what we think. So if you keep thinking it's not happening, it's not going to happen. So you need to work a little bit on your levels of trust as well, which is something I struggle with, but I've worked out a few ways that's working well for me when it comes to trusting and allowing things in. And then, as I said, making sure that you're taking the consistent action because it feels good. Because what we want to project into the world is a feeling good sensation. The looking good is great when it comes, and it will come with consistent action, but the feeling good is what we can change almost immediately. So that's what should be focused on. So what should you do if you want to get started? I would love for you to come and have a 20-minute body love consultation with me. And that's a free session with me where we can sort of sit down and see, what are you trying to achieve? What are your goals? Where do you want your life to change? And I can help you make some decisions. And it may end up being that we work together, or it may mean there's other things that you can be doing out there in the world. But I would love to have that opportunity to have a chat with you and just see, what could change in your life and what decision could you make right now to help your life get better. And it just needs to be one small, consistent action to start with, and then you just keep building from there. So I hope that's resonated with you. I'm going to put the link in the session in the notes so that you can see if you want to book a session with me. But yeah, in the comment section, tell me if there's one small, consistent action you could take right now. That would be fantastic. So thanks very much for being here. Have an awesome week. And hopefully, all going well, I will be here and speaking to you again next Monday. Lots of love. See ya.